If you're tired of feeling repetitive or boxed on the fretboard, then today's lesson will get you playing in exciting new ways you might have never tried. By the end of today's lesson, you will know how to sound musical and create interesting, fun, new phrasing ideas in your solo playing. But why should you even listen to me? Well, after a decade of playing live music and now teaching music to other guitarists in a way that makes them able to write and improvise all over the fretboard, you could say I've learned quite a few things and quite a few little tricks here that get your soloing to up the game here. That's really what it's all about. We've been going over a lot of theory and fretboard ideas on this channel lately, so today we're going to focus on the old picking hand and generally syncing up our hands because I think that that's very important. This first thing we're going to talk about is a great way to sync up your hands, and it's one of the first exercises I ever learned from, I would say, my first teacher I had that was a good teacher. They're kind of hard to find, but they're out there. You look hard enough. So this exercise is rooted in the pentatonic scale. We're gonna do we'll do B minor pentatonic today. Not that it matters, you can do this in any pentatonic anywhere, but we're gonna be in B minor pentatonic, which is gonna be 7th fret on the E, 10 on the E, 7, 9 on the A, 7, 9 on the D, 7, 9 on the G, 7, 10 on the B, and 7, 10 on the E. And I half expect you to know that already, but that was just a quick little refresher. Now this exercise is just going up the scale, and every time you get to the third note, you go down a note. So 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, all the way up. I haven't done this one in a while. So you do the same thing back down. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3. You get the idea. And that idea isn't so much about phrasing, but linking up your hands and making your hands able to play the more interesting phrasing ideas. To this day, I would say I use some of the techniques I got from that exercise I learned early on, maybe like year 1 of playing guitar, like 9 years ago, in my playing now. I would say that little lick there, I'm using the same kind of original picking exercise routine in my playing that I got from way back then, and so I needed to pass that on to you. Now a second way we can, and this is where we're actually going to start getting into these phrasing ideas. That was just a little exercise to get you rolling, warm your hands up. If you got your guitar in your hands, pause the video, actually run that a little bit, and then we'll get into it here. We're going to talk about string skipping now. String skipping is, I love string skipping. That wasn't at you, that was at the string skips. Don't tell anyone. So what we're going to do here on our string skipping is literally just skipping strings. So say you're playing the D string, you can't play the A or the G string next. If you go to any other string, you've accomplished string skipping. And I'm kind of just spamming it here, it kind of sounds stupid. But I'm just showing you kind of the basic idea of it. How can we use this in our phrasing to make it sound more interesting? Because that's really why you're here, right? You're not here to do a million exercises. You're here because you want to play something awesome. That's why I want you to be here. I hope that's why you're here too. So we're going to be skipping over strings in our scale. So if you already have, some pentatonic licks you go to, I mean, I don't know what you play. I don't have your hands in your brain. But try taking those same licks and just applying a string skip to them. So if you're constantly like playing just kind of up and down a couple strings in the pentatonic box, that's okay. Try doing the exact same thing and just adding a string skip into the pentatonic box, like. And you can kind of spam them, like this is me just walking down, string skipping from the D string to the G string down the scale, and then A string to the G string, and then you can do E string to the D string. And that would be a great, little practice way to do it. but it's also just genuinely a good way to phrase your lines. Like, so that's a little example of how you could maybe use string skipping in your playing. By the way, if you want to work directly with me, there's a video in the top of the description right there that goes in depth on exactly what that would look like. And if you click with it, we can hop on a quick call together, just me and you, chat it out. And if it seems like it will be awesome, which it will be, we'll make it happen. So another way we can use our picking hand to really increase our phrasing ability is hybrid picking. Now, you've probably heard songs that use hybrid picking. I know a big one is Cliffs of Dover, this little lick right here. He's hybrid picking that because it would be really hard to go with the pick. That would be some master level string skipping. Like, I can't do that very accurately at that speed. So he's picking all of the strings that aren't the high E string. He's going B, G, D. This isn't about me teaching you Cliffs of Dover. And then he's picking the high E with his middle finger. Ha! But you can use this hybrid picking in many ways. So similar to the string skipping, you can kind of bring it back to the same ideas we just did with string skipping, but try and pick the bottom string with your pick, and then the higher string with your finger. Ring finger, middle finger, pinky finger. And if you're one of those guys or gals who's been holding your pick with your thumb and middle finger for a while, this is your sign to not do that anymore. Because if you're doing that, you kind of lose a finger in your hybrid picking, unless you want to start like picking lower strings with your pointer finger. If you have your pointer finger with your pick, pointer finger and thumb, you got all three of these little guys up top you can pick with. So I would just experiment with using your other fingers to create more spread out phrases. And that was just in pentatonic. Like, this is from the A string to the B string. So actually take the time to bring your other fingers in. Whoa, that was freaky. and then experiment with your playing, experiment with creating other phrases. Now let's talk about sweep picking. Sweep picking is one of those things that I feel like it's like people love it or people hate it. And I feel like both sides of the coin, like exclusively hating sweeping and avoiding it, or loving it so much that it's all you do. I think they're both a little silly goofy. I think we should as guitar players, we should find a little middle ground and say like, sweep picking is kind of sick in the right context, but overdoing it kind of sucks. And there are solos where it's mainly sweeping that I think are cool, but most of the time if you're just going like, my ears are going to tune it out, straight up. So how do I like to use sweeping creatively? Whoa, can't speak. Well, I like to keep the sweeps small, like 3, maybe 4 strings, and interject them into my playing. So let's just talk about like what a little 4-string sweep could look like. Well, it could just be a minor chord. Like if you took this A minor, for example, and you're on 7 on the D and then 5 on the G, B, and E, that'd be a pretty easy sweep. And when you're sweeping, you just want to angle your pick away from the direction you're going. So you're going down, you angle it up. If you're going up, you angle it down, so that it can sweep against the strings and it's not like a barb picking against the strings, making it hard on yourself. So that could be an example of a little small sweep, and like you could interject that in your playing, like. And there's tons of spots where these little sweeps can fit in, especially like even a 3-string sweep, which could literally just be playing a triad and just playing it up. Like, say we're on, that was like a C triad, right? Say we're on a C chord. So kind of like sweeping up and then playing something different on the way down, like, or sweeping down and then adding a little lick on the way up. Because then you're not just like spamming your sweep picking, you're just throwing it in there. You're just casual with it, a little sweep dabbler. And I'll tell you what, if you do that, probably people won't even notice that you're sweep picking, but that's okay because it's not really about flexing on the haters. It's about just playing things that sound cool. You know, if your goal is to get on stage and make everybody think you're awesome, you might have lost it already, gang. You straight up, because it doesn't really matter. Like, I think obviously you want the audience to think you're cool, right? But if you say you're having a show, if the audience showed up to see you play, to an extent they probably already think you're pretty cool. I mean, how many people do you go and see play music, right? So once you're on stage, once you find yourself in that situation, it's not about how awesome you can be. It's about playing things that are genuinely pleasing to your own ears. If you can accomplish that, the audience will probably feel the same. And I would say, in the effort to not try and make them think you're cool, you will do it anyway. If you want to know more about how you can work with me directly, check out this video right here. And if you've been watching a lot of these and you haven't watched this video yet, dude, check it out, because I want you to see what working with me would actually be like. And if you click with it, we'll make it happen and it will be awesome. So check this video out if you want to know what working with me would be like. And if you've been watching a lot of these and you haven't watched it yet, this is your sign to check it out. It's shorter than a lot of these lessons are. It's just a little 14-15 minute video. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.